So I have seen a lot of people attacking James Comey for reopening the Hillary Clinton email investigation at the end of October, right before the election. They were accusing him of being, the reason why we have Donald Trump as president. They were saying that he cost Hillary Clinton the election, etc., and that it's basically all his fault. So I wanted to make this video in defense of James Comey and his actions because the divine is actually doing this. The divine likes what Mr. Comey did. And so that's why I'm asking those people to take a closer look at this situation and try to view it from a different perspective. I'm pretty far out there, so I look at things in terms of universal energies. But there's a lot going on here that's below the surface. Divine will, predestination, nuclear war, consequences of a fraudulent election, having choices of dark versus dark, human free will being compromised, the American people being set up to fail, etc., etc. So I can totally understand your perspective. I really can, but looks can be deceiving. And what if I told you that the law of attraction was at play with regards to Hillary Clinton? Before the election, I made a video called What's Happening to Hillary Clinton? And I was talking about how she was guilty of racketeering, dishonest and fraudulent business practices. And that's all that was told to me at the time, was that they were watching her, they saw everything, they know everything, and that Hillary Clinton was an energetic match for bad things, that she was going to have a lot of crap flying at her because of her dishonest business practices. And it was like the consequences of her free will decisions. It's basically what they were showing me. So Hillary Clinton was already an energetic match for bad things. And I think everyone just dismissed it as like, oh, well, that's just the way it is. That's being part of an election. That's the competition, whatever. But now they're saying all the stuff flying at her was a universe that she had actually created for herself. So part of the dishonest business practices is that Hillary Clinton rigged the primaries against Bernie Sanders. And that was the whole Deborah Wasserman-Schultz situation. And then Donna Brazile went and wrote a book about how she was talking about Hillary Clinton partaking in money laundering. So there was all sorts of stuff going on with the DNC and them, supposedly being broke, etc. during the primaries, to where they were saying Bernie never really had a chance. So the problem is with Hillary interfering with the primaries, she was interfering with human free will. Now, the bigger issue, because I'm sure everyone's just like, hey, all is fair in politics, right? Competition's competition. Well, the problem is it's Bernie Sanders' life purpose to be president, and he is backed by the divine. So because it's Bernie Sanders' life purpose, because it's his truth, because it's his heart-focused work, the divine has set an intention for him to be our president because he is our highest good. It's Bernie's truth. So when we have someone whose life purpose it is to be president, it's like winning the teddy bear. It's like winning the political teddy bear. We become an energetic match for amazing things, as opposed to all of the crap that's happening in the United States right now, because we're an energetic match for crap, because we have a narcissist at the helm of the ship. So Hillary Clinton doesn't really realize what she's doing at the time. She's just trying to claw her way to the top. But that's what the divine was trying to tell her, is that was a huge oopsie. That was a bigger mistake than she realized, because she cock-blocked divine will, divine intent, and predestination when she rigged the primaries. Hillary Clinton was never supposed to run against Trump. Bernie Sanders was. So that's the thing. That's the problem. So Bernie would have won the primaries, and he would have actually beaten Trump. He was a stronger candidate, and he would have beaten Trump. Hillary was too weak. She didn't have universal energies on her side. I can look at this from a totally witchy perspective and tell you that Bernie Sanders has the support of universal energies. Hillary Clinton doesn't. See the difference? Now, Mr. Sanders was also not supposed to support Hillary. When he lost the primaries, he also wasn't supposed to turn around and start supporting Hillary Clinton. I made a video telling him to go to Hawaii. I think it's called Angelic Realm to Bernie Sanders, go to Hawaii. That's what he was supposed to do instead of supporting Hillary. But of course, he was worried about Trump winning, and he could have never forgiven himself if he didn't at least try to help out. That's where they came up with that cheesy Stronger Together campaign, and I was sitting there wincing the entire time because Bernie Sanders was like helping the dark. Didn't realize it, I guess, but he was actually assisting the dark. So that was, light doesn't help the dark, so that's why they asked him to go to Hawaii and just relax and take a load off. Go chill, but whatever. So, if you watch my old videos, you'll see me talk about something happening at the end of October where it felt like Hillary got swiped aside. That was me seeing the investigation being reopened on Hillary. That investigation was technically not supposed to be closed. I know they opened it for the emails and they didn't find anything, so they closed it. We just got ushered into this election. That investigation was actually supposed to stay open. I understand, you know, they're saying that they didn't find anything in those emails, but that doesn't mean that she's innocent. As a matter of fact, the other side is saying she's not. The Divine is saying the American people were ushered into this election. And both candidates were being investigated at the time because the Australian diplomat tipped off the FBI that the Russians were trying to interfere in our election via Trump's campaign. So at this point, you've got Trump being investigated, Hillary being investigated, and, well, we're still going into this election. Oh, well, an election's an election. The Constitution's the Constitution. We got these laws. I mean, it just has to happen. How about logic? How about using logic? Both of our candidates are being, investigated right now. Is that fair to the American people? No. So, again, none of this really matters if, it's just another election, but this isn't just another election. Look who won, and look where we're at. Yeah, it doesn't get better. So, it was messy and sloppy. We had a choice of dark versus dark. The American people were ushered into an election, and the Divine is really pissed off about it. So, let me tell you how the Divine works, okay? He doesn't care what people think. He has no ego. He doesn't care about ramifications. He doesn't care about pissing people off. He only cares about the pursuit of truth. He doesn't care about opinions. He isn't afraid to stand up for truth and rage against the machine. That's how the Divine works. So when the Divine looked at what James Comey did, he was like, yeah, pursuit of truth. Because if James Comey looked at those emails and felt like they needed to be looked at, investigated, and, viewed closer and taken into consideration, then you got to reopen the investigation. Now, the Divine is wishing he took it further. It was like a match that didn't light because it was supposed to spark some other stuff. That never happened. So the investigation was closed and we moved forward with the election. But the Divine is still happy that James Comey was brave enough to rage against the machine and to pursue truth, no matter what. Social ramifications, legal ramifications. He followed the path of truth. Who knows, maybe it was James Comey's intuition that was guiding him forward. Because I am being told that she is guilty of dishonest business practices. So maybe it was his intuition guiding him forward. So I made a video back then called Psychic Reading for James Comey, basically letting him know that he was going to be a phoenix rising up from the ashes. And I said, don't worry, just pursue truth. Just be a Boy Scout with the truth, and you'll be all right. You'll be a phoenix rising up from the ashes. And this is where the Divine helps you. If you pursue truth and then you get beaten up for it, this is where the Divine helps you. This is where he takes your hand and helps guide you forward. So good for Mr. Comey for sticking to his guns, sticking to the truth, demonstrating integrity, writing a book about what happened. Good. Good. Did he just run away with his tail between his legs? No, he grabbed onto the truth and he let it guide him forward. Good for him. So the divine asked me to give you this, Mr. Comey. Bravo. People are going to make you feel like you did something wrong. You didn't. So I make so many videos saying, they're watching. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? They're watching you. Finally, I get to make a video saying, they saw everything you did. They liked it. You get thumbs up. Now, some people might think, well, it's like, well, he lost his job, blah, blah, blah. It's like, they're still helping him. They're still helping him. Don't underestimate the power of the divine. They're still helping Mr. Comey. So, the independent assessment found Mr. Comey not guilty of political bias, which is cool. Another thing is that Trump fired Comey because of the Russian investigation. Him saying that he fired Comey because of the Hillary investigation is a total joke. Trump was calling her Crooked Hillary the entire time. He couldn't give a crap about that, so Trump is lying yet again. According to the Washington Post, there's been like 3,000 lies coming out of the White House, so not surprised, it's just another one. You'd have to think the American people are pretty stupid to believe that one, though. Since when does he give a crap about Hillary Clinton? He's too busy bad-mouthing her. So that's really what I wanted to say, was give James Comey kudos and just essentially set the record straight and ask people to look closer. Hillary Clinton was never supposed to be the candidate. So sitting there getting mad at James Comey, that was part of the law of attraction. Sorry, that's one of the things that I should have said earlier in the video. James Comey reopening the investigation against Hillary was part of what she had attracted to herself. Law of attraction. So that was part of the darkness that she had attracted to herself, because the person who's attracting darkness views it as darkness, yet all it is truths flying at them. It's the truth coming after them. So that's actually what that was. It's what she attracted to herself. So the only person to blame is Hillary Clinton, not James Comey. James Comey was just doing his job. And the divine approves. So there you go. All right. So that's all I wanted to say. Watching the news has been really depressing lately. It's been really hard, especially with the children being separated from their parents at the border. That's really upsetting for me. So my next video will be about that. And to everyone else watching, in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.